Hello, my name is Ignacy Trzewiczek. I'm a co-designer of the game Detective, and in this video I'd like to present you the first official expansion for the game, L.A Crimes. The expansion comes with 3 new decks for 3 new cases. There is also a new board. It's double-sided because it is used in 2 different scenarios. The game comes also with 5 new characters. Of course, the rulebook. There is no introductions for the cases because you will find them in the Untitled website for each case. And one big change, one big new component, the Untitled website is brand new, it's redesigned. We had many questions from you, how the Untitled will work in these 80s. Well, we have an answer. It looks absolutely amazing. It looks like the DOS system from the old computers, so you'll have a great time using this new Untitled website. The expansion is obviously inspired by the great movies from 80s like Beverly Hills Cop, like 48 Hours, like many cult movies about the cops and the investigations and all that jazz. Of course, mostly we were inspired by Beverly Hills Cop, which is amazing movie of that time. I strongly recommend you to watch some of these movies before you start playing the game, to get into the team, to get this mood, and to see all these old cars and old fashion and old computers, to get immersed into the world of the game. Your feedback about the base game was that some of the cards had too much text on them, that there was too much reading, so in this expansion the cards are less text heavy, there is less text on the cards, and we used this space to provide you more artwork, more photos. Our artwork department spent a lot of time searching for the old photos from 80s from America, old cars, old dresses and suits and jackets and people that you can recognize from back 80s. So we try to help you immerse into the team, immerse into the world of the game, not with a long text on the card, but just 1 or 2 pictures. As they say, pictures equals 100 words, so this is the case here. A lot of amazing photos on cards. A new team brings new tools for players to solve the crimes, new mechanism. One of them is to assign surveillance. You can send cops to go to one of the streets and to spend a few hours watching a suspect, watching his house or his work, or follow him and check out what this guy was doing. And players may spend authority tokens to get this observation done, and at the beginning of the next day they will get the report from the policeman, and the report will say at what time, at what hours this suspect, what he was doing. And sometimes players may deduct from this report, is this guy good or bad, is he doing something very bad. You will see. In many situations, because this is the 80s, in many situations players will face a situation when they ask for some data, ask for some information, but there's no fast internet, there's no cell phones, so they can tell them put the special marker 3 hours later, or put the marker 5 hours later, or put the marker at the beginning of the next day, and the card says they're looking for this data, they are looking for this information, please call them in few hours. And players have to wait these hours to get to this data, which is very fun to watch players waiting for the few hours as they get the requested information. So this time you get the data much slower than in the modern time of the base game of Detective. One of the mechanisms we had to incorporate into L.A. Crime is, of course, the theme, the rule of breaking the protocol. As you watched Beverly Hills Cop, character Foley, played by Eddie Murphy, was breaking the rules, breaking the protocol all over the time, and we wanted to have this in this campaign. So there is a lot of cards that you can flip and get more information by breaking the protocol. You get the stress token, but you go to the house without the warrant. You talk with somebody without the warrant. You go to some location even though your boss told you not to go there. but you know that there is something very important and you want to go there. Sometimes you will get a lot of trouble out of that. Sometimes you will find evidence before the bad guys manage to clean it off. So it is choice for the players, and is one of the amazing moments during the play testings when we had here, when players were debating, are we going to break the law to get evidence or no, we wait for the legal papers to do it. Now, one of the very, very interesting mechanisms in this expansion, inspired by Beverly Hills Cop. The expansion was designed by me and my friend Mateusz Zarud. Mateusz is my all-time friend. Back then we published his book Graj fabułą, which means in English play with story, and this is the whole source book how to write good stories and how to write good adventures for role-playing games. He's absolutely master about that. He's known in Poland as a great game master and great storyteller. As I said, many years ago I published his book, and now I asked him to help me out with L.A Crimes, and he designed the whole plot, he designed the whole story. Like in a base game, Przemysław Rymer was responsible for designing this amazing meta plot. Here I asked Mateusz Zarud, my all-time friend, to do it the same, and he provided me the script for the whole story, for the whole crimes, and then I was working, doing all the cards and all the plots and all the clues for you. So this once again me working with the amazing, great writer, very talented from Poland, my all-time friend. L.A Crime is not standalone expansion. You need to have the base game to play it, because in the expansion you don't have any tokens. As you already know, there is no stress tokens, no skill tokens, no other tokens. So you need these components to play the expansion. Besides that, everything is in the box: cards for the cases, character cards, and the board to play the game. Each of these 3 cases that you will find in the L.A. Crime is very unique. It's a different beast. It has a very different story and different twist inside. In the case number 1, without too many spoilers, but in case number 1, players will find some very suspicious old CIA operation that was taking place back then, and players will have to investigate it. So now you're working very deep into mysterious and secret operations. In a case number 2, you will have a dead body and you will have witnesses, and these witnesses say different things about what happened at the crime scene. So you will listen to different guys, different witnesses, and each of them says something a little bit different, and it is this case about listening and seeing all these small details and trying to figure out what actually happened at the crime scene. My favorite, by the way, scenario. And in case number 3, there is a, let's call it without the spoilers, national threat, and players are working with FBI to stop a huge disaster that will take place, possibly in L.A. Crime. So each of them is very different, very unique. Each of them has a super amazing twist and will surprise you, so I'm super proud of that. They don't create such a complicated plot line altogether like in a base game. They're much more separate beasts, but they're absolutely amazing. In the box, each of you will find a special dedicated code. It is printed here in the rulebook. Each code is unique. You can type in this code into the Antares database, and in the future you will get some small surprise from us. And this code is dedicated to your account, so your account will be connected with this code. And if you bought L.A. Crime, we appreciate that, and we have in the works some small surprise for you. Thank you. That's it. That's L.A. Crime, our first expansion for Detective. We are here very proud of it. It was months of work, but we believe you will have a great time. It's 3 cases, it's about 10 hours of a great time, great gaming night with your friends, solving the crimes with the whiteboard, with the corkboard, with the pictures, with the clues, and trying to understand what happened and who is the bad guy. I wish you a great time on behalf of me and the designers and the whole playtester team who was working with me to put it off for you. I wish you a great time. Thank you for watching.